Welcome to Life Points with Rhonda, where we explore the stories that shape our world and the figures who lead the way toward change. Today, we're delving into a topic that resonates deeply within the heart of American history and within my own journey as an African American. We're paying tribute to two monumental figures in the civil rights movement, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Their legacies are not just chapters in history books. They are living narratives that continue to influence and inspire the fight for justice and equality. As we navigate through their lives, their philosophies, and their enduring impact, we're reminded of the complexity of the struggle for civil rights and the diverse approaches to achieving a common goal, a society where every individual is judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Malcolm X, with his fiery rhetoric and unwavering commitment to Black empowerment, and Martin Luther King Jr., with his vision of nonviolent resistance and his dream of integration, represent two sides of the same coin in the quest for freedom and justice. Their stories are a testament to the power of voice, the strength of nonviolent protest, and the unyielding belief in the possibility of change. As we explore their journeys, we'll uncover the challenges they faced, the adversaries they combated, and the allies they found along the way. We'll see how their paths intersected with the broader narrative of Black history and how their legacies continue to shape the movement for civil rights today. Join me on Life Points with Rhonda as we honor Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., not just as historical figures but as beacons of hope and catalysts for change in the ongoing struggle for equality and justice. Let's dive into their stories, reflect on their messages, and carry forward their mission in our lives and actions. Black History Month, observed annually in February, is a time to reflect on the struggles, achievements, and contributions of African Americans throughout history. It's a period to recognize the significant impact that Black individuals have had on shaping the narrative of American history and culture. This story delves into the lives of two iconic figures in the civil rights movement, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Their legacies continue to inspire and challenge us to pursue justice and equality. Birth and childhood. Malcolm X, born Malcolm Little on May 19, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska, was the fourth of 7 children to Louise Helen Norton Little and Earl Little. His parents were followers of Marcus Garvey, a staunch advocate for Black nationalism. Malcolm's early life was marked by racial prejudice and violence, shaping his views on race and society. Adolescence and challenges. The Little family faced constant threats from white supremacist groups, leading to frequent relocations. Tragedy struck when Malcolm was 6. His father died under suspicious circumstances, believed to be a murder by white supremacists. His mother, Louise, struggled to support the family and eventually suffered a nervous breakdown, leading to her institutionalization. Turned to crime. Malcolm moved to Boston to live with his half-sister, Ella Little Collins. His life took a turn as he became involved in various illegal activities, including drug dealing, gambling, and burglary. His criminal endeavors led to his arrest and imprisonment in 1946. Malcolm X's role in the Nation of Islam conversion and rise to prominence. While in prison, Malcolm X was introduced to the teachings of the Nation of Islam, a religious and political movement advocating for Black empowerment. He converted to Islam, adopting the name Malcolm X to signify the rejection of his slave name. Upon his release in 1952, Malcolm quickly rose through the ranks of the nation, becoming one of its most influential leaders. Advocacy and public speaking. Malcolm X's charisma and eloquence made him a prominent public speaker. He advocated for Black self-reliance, racial pride, and the separation of Black and white Americans. His views often contrasted with those of other civil rights leaders, particularly Martin Luther King Jr., who promoted nonviolent integration. Malcolm X's activism and philosophy critique of civil rights movement. Malcolm X criticized the mainstream civil rights movement for its emphasis on nonviolence and integration. He argued for a more militant approach to achieving racial justice, famously stating, "by any means necessary." Shift in views. After a pilgrimage to Mecca in 1964, Malcolm X's perspectives began to change. He embraced Sunni Islam and started advocating for racial unity and cooperation. He distanced himself from the Nation of Islam, founding the Muslim Mosque, Inc., and the Organization of Afro-American Unity to further his new approach. The assassination of Malcolm X, tensions and threats. Malcolm X's departure from the Nation of Islam led to increased tensions and threats against his life. He publicly accused the nation's leader, Elijah Muhammad, of moral corruption, deepening the rift. Tragic end. On February 21, 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated while preparing to speak at the Audubon Ballroom in New York City. 3 members of the Nation of Islam were convicted of the murder, though questions about the assassination's broader circumstances persist. Early life of Martin Luther King Jr. Birth and family background. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, to Martin Luther King Sr., a Baptist minister and civil rights activist, and Alberta Williams King. He grew up in a religious and socially active family, laying the foundation for his future role in civil rights. Education and early influences. King attended Morehouse College, where he decided to follow in his father's footsteps and enter the ministry. He furthered his education at Crozer Theological Seminary and Boston University, where he deepened his understanding of nonviolent protest and social justice. MLK's role in the civil rights movement. Montgomery bus boycott. King's leadership in the civil rights movement began with the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. His role in this successful protest against segregated buses brought him national attention and established him as a prominent civil rights leader. Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC. In 1957, King helped found the SCLC, an organization that played a critical role in the civil rights movement. As its president, he led various campaigns and organized peaceful protests to combat racial segregation and discrimination. MLK's philosophy and speeches. Nonviolent resistance. Inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, King advocated for nonviolent resistance as the most effective method for achieving social change. He believed in the power of peaceful protest to bring about justice and equality. I Have a Dream. One of King's most famous speeches, I Have a Dream, was delivered during the 1963 March on Washington. His vision of a society where people are judged by their character rather than skin color became a defining moment in the civil rights movement. MLK's philosophy and speeches. Nonviolent resistance. Inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, King advocated for nonviolent resistance as the most effective method for achieving social change. He believed in the power of peaceful protest to bring about justice and equality. I Have a Dream. One of King's most famous speeches, I Have a Dream, was delivered during the 1963 March on Washington. His vision of a society where people are judged by their character rather than skin color became a defining moment in the civil rights movement.
Martin Luther King Jr., born in 1929, was a beacon of hope and a symbol of peaceful resistance. His life was a testament to the power of a dream and the impact of nonviolent protest. But as his prominence grew, so did the threats against his life. He spoke openly about the potential of being assassinated, a grim foreshadowing of what was to come. On April 4, 1968, King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. He had traveled there to support striking sanitation workers, a testament to his unwavering commitment to justice. James Earl Ray was convicted of the assassination, but controversy and conspiracy theories surrounding the murder continued to swirl. Malcolm X, born in 1925, was a powerful voice for Black empowerment and self-reliance. His life was a journey from radicalism to a broader understanding of race and justice. He was a fiery orator, his speeches electrifying audiences and challenging the status quo. On February 21, 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated in Manhattan, a tragedy that shook the civil rights movement. 3 members of the Nation of Islam were convicted for the crime, but much like King's assassination, questions and theories persist. Their lives were tragically cut short, but their legacies continue to shape the world. Malcolm X's advocacy has left a lasting impact on African American culture. His journey from radical voice to proponent of racial unity, inspiring generations to fight against racial injustice. Martin Luther King Jr.'s philosophy of nonviolent resistance and his dream of racial equality are cornerstones of the civil rights movement. His leadership, particularly his I Have a Dream speech, remains a source of inspiration in the ongoing struggle for civil rights and social justice. Both men played pivotal roles in shaping the civil rights movement and influencing subsequent generations. The messages they left behind, of empowerment, justice, nonviolence, are as relevant today as they were during their lifetimes. They are a call to action, a reminder of the ongoing fight for justice and equality, a testament to the power of individuals to effect change.
So, as we remember Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, let's not only honor their memory, but also draw inspiration from their courage, dedication, and resilience. Their lives and legacies are a testament to the ongoing struggle for a more just and equitable world. Thank you for watching, and happy Black History Month.